In the world of artificial intelligence, there's something captivating about machines that create beauty. While much of the public fascination with AI centers on chatbots, data crunching and automation, there's another dimension that feels almost magical: generative art. And among the pioneers leading this artistic revolution is a platform called Midjourney. Midjourney isn't just another AI tool. It's a highly curated, vision-focused system that transforms text prompts into stunning, often surreal, visual artwork. From dreamlike landscapes to futuristic portraits, Midjourney has taken the online creative community by storm. But what exactly powers this machine? How does it transform words into images so vivid, emotional, and intricate? At its core, Midjourney operates using a form of artificial intelligence called diffusion models. These models are trained to reverse the process of noise. In other words, they take a noisy, static-filled image and gradually refine it over many steps to generate coherent, high-quality visuals. The journey from randomness to resolution is guided by the input prompt, a sentence or phrase that the user provides. But Midjourney isn't just any diffusion model. It has been trained and fine-tuned using a proprietary blend of data, including publicly available image-text pairs, art styles, cultural references, and possibly user-generated interactions. This training gives it a uniquely stylized aesthetic. Unlike other image generators such as DALL or Stable Diffusion, which aim for realism or versatility, Midjourney leans into abstraction, surrealism, and cinematic flair. The user experience of Midjourney is also distinct. It operates entirely through Discord, a chat platform popular with creative and gaming communities. Users type a prompt using the Imagine command, and within moments, the system responds with 4 variations of AI-generated artwork. The user can then upscale their favorite version or ask for variations of a specific image. This iterative loop creates a kind of dialogue between the human imagination and machine interpretation. Behind the scenes, Midjourney's model interprets the prompt by embedding the text into a high-dimensional vector space, essentially translating words into mathematical representations. These embeddings are then used to guide the generation process, allowing the model to understand that a neon forest at midnight or a samurai riding a mechanical horse in the rain are more than just strings of characters. They become conceptual blueprints for visual rendering. The diffusion process works in steps, starting with a canvas of random noise. At each stage, the model applies trained patterns to remove noise and add structure, gradually assembling shapes, colors, lighting, and textures that align with the prompt. By the final step, what began as chaos emerges as coherent, often stunning art. But Midjourney's success is not just technical, it's emotional. There's something deeply resonant about seeing your words come to life visually, especially when the result exceeds your expectations. Artists, designers, writers, and hobbyists alike use Midjourney to generate inspiration, mock-ups, concept art, and even final illustrations. It becomes a co-creator, offering new perspectives and unexpected twists. One reason Midjourney feels more artistic than its competitors is because of its design philosophy. The team behind Midjourney, led by founder David Holtz, emphasizes curation, taste, and intentionality. They regularly update the model to improve aesthetic coherence and stylistic richness. Midjourney is not open source. And this closed approach allows tighter control over output quality and user experience. Additionally, Midjourney implements aesthetic scoring and filtering mechanisms. This means it prioritizes generations that align with certain artistic values, balance, depth, drama, often producing images that look like they belong in a gallery or graphic novel. The model doesn't just generate images, it composes them. Midjourney also excels at capturing atmosphere. While other models might render objects accurately, Midjourney paints a mood. Whether it's a misty twilight, a cyberpunk skyline, or a tranquil underwater temple, there's often a cinematic quality to its images. This reflects not only the model's training data, but the deliberate tuning of how light, shadow, and detail are prioritized. This aesthetic bias has made Midjourney especially popular among creative professionals, illustrators, filmmakers, concept artists, and even authors who want visual prompts for their stories. It empowers people who may not have traditional art skills to express bold visual ideas. In doing so, it expands the creative landscape, allowing more voices to participate in visual storytelling. But like any powerful technology, Midjourney raises ethical and legal questions. What happens when the model is trained on copyrighted material? When users generate art mimicking famous styles? When AI outputs are sold or published without attribution? These are active debates in the art world, and Midjourney, like other platforms, must navigate them carefully. To address these concerns, Midjourney includes terms of service that prohibit harmful or illegal content. It also relies on community reporting, moderation tools, and structured feedback to prevent abuse. Yet, the grey areas remain, especially as AI-generated art begins to appear in everything from book covers to commercial ads. From a technical standpoint, Midjourney continues to evolve. Each new version brings improvements in coherence, rendering quality, prompt sensitivity, and runtime speed. Earlier versions often struggled with facial details or specific object relationships, but newer iterations have made significant strides in rendering eyes, hands, and intricate geometries, areas where many generative models once failed. Midjourney's evolution is not just about quality, but also adaptability. The team has introduced style tuning options that allow users to influence the output's tone, whether they want something photographic, illustrative, or painterly. There's even the ability to use image prompts, combining text with visuals for more precise control. And as Midjourney becomes more refined, its applications continue to grow. Fashion designers use it for garment concepts. Architects use it for spatial exploration. Educators use it to visualize history or literature. Even game developers use it to prototype entire fantasy worlds. The tool is as versatile as the imagination it serves. Importantly, Midjourney is not trying to replace human artists. Instead, it aims to augment human creativity. Just as a camera didn't eliminate painting, AI art tools don't erase traditional skills. They expand the canvas. And for many users, Midjourney becomes a collaborator, not a competitor. Still, the future of generative art remains uncertain. As these tools become more advanced and accessible, questions about originality, authorship, and authenticity will only grow louder. Will galleries accept AI-generated works? Will AI art need its own genre? How do we credit a piece born from both prompt and algorithm? These questions are not unique to Midjourney. They are part of a broader cultural shift, a new chapter in the history of creativity, where machines are no longer just tools, but co-authors. And while some may resist this evolution, Others see it as a renaissance, one where inspiration becomes limitless. At its heart, Midjourney represents a bridge, a place where language and vision meet, where inspiration flows from human minds into artificial processes and back again as visual poetry. It invites users not just to observe art, but to participate in its creation. The barrier between artist and audience becomes porous. The line between concept and execution becomes fluid. As users experiment, they learn how to craft better prompts, how to shape tone and texture, how to collaborate with the model. This learning process becomes a form of creative literacy, a new skill set for the age of AI. And like any creative endeavor, it rewards curiosity, play, and persistence. Midjourney's rise has already left a mark on the art world. Social media feeds are flooded with its creations. Online communities have formed around prompt engineering, style mimicry, and image refinement. Even professional portfolios now include AI-assisted work. Whether one sees this as progress or disruption, the momentum is undeniable. And as Midjourney continues to grow, its mission remains simple yet profound: to help people imagine more vividly, to dream more boldly, and to create without limits. It is not perfect, nor is it final, but it is a glimpse, a powerful, provocative glimpse into what happens when machines learn not only to think, but to see. In the end, Midjourney is not about replacing artists. It's about extending the reach of imagination. And in doing so, it reminds us that creativity is not a possession. It's a process, a dialogue, a journey, one we now walk with machines at our side.